Hi everybody, I'm Rachel Herrick here with Randy Andes, owner of Randy's Hardware. We're starting our first Facebook Live event for the Facebook page of our hardware store, and this is my dad. He's owned the hardware store for how many years?
We opened this store in 2001.
2001. I think I was 16 then, and I always say that he got my sister a car for her birthday, but he got me a hardware store. So I've been here since we opened and helping out since, and I've been working as a creative director, so you're going to see me with Randy asking him all sorts of questions. Today we're going to learn about how you got started in the hardware business. What made you jump on this bandwagon?
Well, I've always been fascinated with tools, and I've always enjoyed fixing things and tinkering with things. I worked in a poultry plant, and I decided I didn't like that so much. So I went to work for a local hardware company. Found that I really enjoyed it. Worked for that company a long time. I learned an awfully lot and decided I wanted to open my own store and do things my way.
It's always been my dad, fixing stuff and doing things his way. So what was the business like when you first started out?
Well, you know, what I talked about this time was, you know, how things changed, but they really remain the same. When we first started out, you know, most everything was done with books, with charts, with notes. We had information stacked on shelves. Today, we've got instant access to electronic catalogs. We can go on the internet. We just use a lot more technology today, but the results are still the same. In the old days, folks would come in with their shopping list on a piece of paper or on a scrap piece of cardboard. The carpenters would come in with their list on a piece of wood. Now they come in, they show me a picture on their phone or on their iPad, and they say, hey, I need one of these, and I need to know how to install it.
So it's kind of gotten rid of that person coming in going, I've got this thingamabob that's 2 inches long and it's pokey at one end, and you kind of had to figure it out back then, but now they have a picture of it?
Usually they have a picture, but you know, truthfully, I kind of miss some of those creative names for things that people ask for. So it was kind of an investigative task to determine what they needed.
What's the weirdest thing that someone's ever asked you for in the hardware store?
Probably a wiggle nail.
A wiggle nail. Yep. Did you ever figure out what it was?
I did. It was a corrugated fastener used to put wood together in a corner joint.
It's what they use in picture frames, right?
A lot of times, yes.
Where do you think the hardware store is heading in the future?
You know, I think there'll always be a place for the brick and mortar hardware stores. A lot of things you can buy online, but a lot of things that you need for home improvement, home repairs, you need it now. You need to get that toilet working. You need to have that faucet working, that heating element for that cold water heater. You know, there's just things that the local hardware store will always be able to do that you're not able to do on the internet.
And there's something about feeling the weight of a hammer in your hand that you just can't get when you're typing on the internet. You can't tell if it's the right size hammer for the job if you can't tell how heavy it is.
You know, if you shop hardware stores, every hardware store across the country has its own charm, its own feeling. They all smell different. You know, a hardware store
Ours smells good.
Smells different in the spring than it does in the fall. We've got the aroma of ice melter wafting through the store today.
It's a little salty in here, everyone, but it's cold outside. So that brings us to our next point. Next Facebook Live event, we're going to be talking about...
Well, we're going to talk about winterizing your home and your property and things you can do that might save you some money, and definitely some things that will make you more comfortable.
That's great. And I also wanted to remind everyone that we also have our crafter hours coming up on January 12th, I believe, at 7 p.m. You can sign up for that online. Check out our website at www.randyshardware.com, no apostrophe in Randy's. And you can find links to stuff that we have in the store. You can meet all of our employees online. You can sign up for crafter hours where we'll be making a really cool rustic wine rack craft. And we try to have as much fun as we can here in the hardware store, and Randy's here almost every day. It's hard to not find him in the store.
That's right.
And we were a little late today because he was helping a customer. So he helps out all the time on the floor. He loves interacting with everyone. Is there anything else you want to say today, Randy?
I do. You know, a lot of people ask me, said, what kind of changes have you seen in the hardware industry? And light bulbs is something that's changed dramatically in just the last couple of years. but I don't know if you get a good shot of this, but this is one of the first LED light bulbs to hit the market. Back in 2012, this space age looking light bulb sold for $32.99. Now the LED of today looks like this, looks like a more conventional light bulb, and it sells for under $5. So one of the many changes I've seen in my career.
That's really fun. That's a weird light bulb too.
It is a weird light bulb.
If you've had any of those in your house, let us know, because we kind of want to know how they did. Again, we'll be back on January 20th with another Facebook Live event, 8:45 in the morning, unless Randy's helping out another customer. And we'll see you then. Thanks.